Hey, what's going on? Big push down there right before the market open. We're still down pretty good the last couple days here. The book's going to be thin in these spots. I'm suspecting that on Thursday with the GDP and jobless claims at 8:30, I'm suspecting it's going to be good, and they're gonna use that to bring the market up. So they're pushing it down to get a better fill. But you never know what's going to happen. So we just trade what we see. Not much for news today. Home prices at 9. Consumer confidence at 10. We'll just watch for that. And yeah, we're sitting on the moving. This is the 200, 150. So we're kind of just sitting on them. Starting to cut below. I'm not interested in much until at least the first 10 minutes generally. Uh, yeah, so I'm just showing the NQ here. I can switch it over somehow. Inbox grid. I don't know how I switch screens. I'd have to stop the stream. Yeah, we'll just leave it. I got another screen with a couple of charts with the ES and gold and RTY. ES is pushing up. YM's pushing up. RTY's pushing up. Gold's flat. NQ is down. So I think I talked about this the other day about watching why I like the indices and watching those. There's a big divergence right now. So when we have the Dow, the S&P, and the Russell pushing up just as hard as NQ's pushing down, there's a divergence there. So what you would be looking at is once the minis start to cool down, so once the Dow, the S&P, the Russell, they kind of cool down from this big push that they're on, you're probably going to notice that NASDAQ's going to want to push hard even lower. But it'll struggle till then. So that's why I like to look at the different markets and compare them together. They usually want to move in unison, but they don't always, obviously. But these are things to look at. Now, on the other side of it, if the other ones keep pushing and they find buyers here on the NASDAQ, it can rip up and kind of get pulled along with the other ones. But until then, it'll usually just chop, kind of, where it wants to go down, but the rest of the market's going up, so be indecisive. But right now we're down momentum. Everything else is up momentum. I do generally only trade the 2 minute as far as signals go, which are the arrows, but during certain times too. Like I really don't take anything before 9:40, and I start to really think about trades after 11, and then nothing after noon. So yeah, here we go on the NASDAQ, really pushing up with everybody else. The other guys are starting to cool down, pull back. It looks like they're just doing a healthy pullback. Probably be a little bit of a, could be a bit of a bull flag and go, or this could just be a big old liquidity grab and a dump after. We'll see. We did come up. Yeah, or they could have been, yeah, look at that liquidity right there. They just stole all that. Yeah, they might have been just pushing it up before the market on thin, well, the volume was thin to get a good spot to come down lower. We'll see if that's the case here. Well, so far that was a bit of a liquidity grab. We'll see where it ends up. Just hovering around the moving averages too. That makes the price struggle. Below the 200, above the 200, above the 100, down below it. Oh, yeah, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, the NQ and the ES are the best for divergences. Um, yeah, they're going to be the most reliable because sometimes the RTY, it depends. If it's a little bit of a bear market for a while, the RTY is kind of dead. If it's a bull market, the RTY is on fire. YM the same to a certain extent. But yeah, it's definitely pair up ES and the NQ. Where are we? We're still down momentum. Momentum's down. Even after 10 minutes, the order speed's still moving quick. A lot of up, a lot of down. A lot of up, a lot of down. I'd love to see a down push here. Yeah, I'd love to see us come down more. Still struggling though. Yeah, what a struggle. Everything else, no problem. RTY. ES is starting to struggle here. It come up for a couple bars and now it's kind of chopping around. Real choppy morning actually. Real choppy. Look at that. Big old wicks. But I am short biased just because of the momentum, really. It's still pretty far down. Yeah, let's see this come down more. There'd be a lot of. We had some pretty big down days Friday and yesterday. There'd be a lot of people thinking it can't go any lower or it's due to come back up. So there'd be a lot of people kind of getting in long here. Whereabouts, putting their. Sorry, I'm just looking. Be a lot of people looking, to get long somewhere here and put their stops at these lows. Look at that. That's a clear low. Be a lot of people buying. So it may come up there, but if they want to put it down, there's going to be a lot of liquidity for them to, or if they want to sell, there's a lot of sell volume for them to put in there. We'll see. Looks like we're heading down, but there's only one way to know where we're going. And just to look back on the chart at the end of the day. Yeah, well, I want to get into something here. We'll see where this closes. ES starting to struggle. RTY, YM struggling. Well, it's coming down, but not easily. Looks like these guys are just slowly setting it down there. Nice and easy. Wow, look at it go, eh? Big push. Now that we're down below those lows, yeah, we're just eating up those stops. Eating them up. The market pushed a little early. There was the signal for this morning, 9:28. But I don't like to trade before the market open because it can be choppy. But today they were a little gun happy and they couldn't. The big boys couldn't wait till the market opened. So, but yeah, when I take the signals, oh, where are we? I usually do a candle, 2 candles back. So I mean, it would have closed here. 2 candles back plus a couple ticks and then like a 1-to-1 or something like that. So it would have worked out really nice. Even with this liquidity grab, I would have been a couple ticks above that. So it would have been a nice trade, especially if you held a runner. I mean, there's no reason to get out. Everything's red. Yeah, look at it go. This is going crazy. Getting into a market crash here. Holy. What are we down? Where's the open? $150 ticks. Okay, so I did go in short there on the NQ. I did get a signal, but not on the chart you see, because I'm on this chart here. So this one calculates just a little different. This one's on per tick, this one's on bar close. It's just a little bit of a different calculation method I'm testing out. So we did get a signal there. My stop is 2 candles back above. And then the target is around 21,150. So right around here. That's the target. But we'll see. I'm up 100 ticks now. I might cut it early just because we've come down so far. Hey, Deegan. Yeah, just post that in the live momentum chat. Callouts should just be me posting in there. Maybe I didn't set it up right. Okay, so we're coming down 150 ticks. That's where I'm at. I have other accounts copied, but there we are, 160 ticks. Yeah, we're really pushing. Yeah, you got a good swing on natural gas, eh? That's good. Always good, ending the day green. Yeah. All right, I just cut out the trade at about 150 ticks. It did hit the original target that I mentioned, which was I didn't write it down, or did I? Yeah, 21,150 or something. I got out at 172. It just looked like it was starting to struggle there. It came down, popped up, came down, popped up, came down, popped up, came down, popped up, come down. It was kind of messing around there. So I just took my however many ticks, and we got out. About 138 ticks. So that's that. What did we get yesterday? I forget. Oh, 'Cause- yeah, and like I said, I have a different way of calculating the signals, and I might incorporate it into one script where the ones that are calculated on tick per tick will print something, and then if it's calculated on bar close, it'll print a different way. I'm just testing it out. But anyways, yeah. So good little trade. I don't need any more than 140 ticks. $35 points. Not bad. Not bad. I got about 50 if I kept to my target, but I did the right thing. Yeah, what a push today. Holy cow. Another day. Last couple days just down, 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 down. We've recovered that one. Stole the liquidity and just went. Alright. I'm really thinking that it's going to be good news tomorrow for on Thursday. For the GDP and jobless claims and durable goods, all at 8:30. We had a beautiful, beautiful setup on gold this morning. Wow. Look at that. Right at 956 is a cross below the 1 and 200. Incredible. Good signal. Everything red. Order speed, reasonable. Momentum had shifted and it was increasing. Down. Background's red. Averages are red. Candles red. The outline. Oh, where's that? Oh, that's a different one. That won't work too. Yeah, the body's red. The outline's red. Had I been watching, that could be one you could take with confidence. There was another good one on gold too. Right there. Could have made a mint today. At what time? 7:30 the volume started to come in. Now, these signals are solid. Yeah, these are very sound. Had a really good one on ES as well. Right there, a couple minutes into the open. Really nice signal there. And then look, how far did it go? You get in on the close. 59.81. 59.37. Almost 50 points. We're coming into 50 points on the ES. That's huge for the ES. 50 points. That would have been a good move. Maybe you would have got out here if you were holding the runner. But the candles never did turn green. So that means the moving averages never went green. So the slope, the color of the moving averages depends on the slope. And that's why they change color. So it's not even if they cross, it's just if they slope up. And two of them started to slope up, but the slow one didn't. So we didn't even get a rising slope on these. So you could just stay in till all three of these start to slope up and call that the exit. Could also use these diamonds. These are money flow index diamonds. They mark a shift in the money index oscillator. They'll tell you, hey, there's a potential shift in price movement. You'll see a lot of times they precede the real signal by a couple candles, giving you a hint, hey, we're starting to change. So those are good too. And they can be used as an exit signal. If you were to automate, you could it comes up and you can use it as an exit signal. But you could also just use it as a visual one too. So we haven't even gotten an MFI print. If that was going to be your exit, you could just get in and wait for the print. That was a really good one on the ES. The Dow, everything's hitting today on the 2-minute. I came up this morning. There was a bit of a signal. 47, 710. And there was almost 100 ticks right there. If this is the close, if you got in at the close of the signal, almost 100 ticks there, just for a quick scalp or your first take profit. And then we got this other signal just like on everything else. They're identifiable too in the objects menu. Could have made money on both of those. 100 ticks. This one's been good too. Close there. 43,513. So we've got 150, 180 ticks. That's a good one too. And nothing's changed. The slope hasn't come up. The momentum hasn't changed. The bar color hasn't changed. So there'd be no reason to get out. Hey, thanks, John. Sorry, if you guys say something, it takes me a minute to pull up the chat. I have 5 screens, but you'd be surprised. Sometimes it's not enough. So I just kind of pull up the chat here and there. But yeah, thanks, man. It's something I put together. See, I'm not very good at code. I don't really know how to code, but I learned how to use AI to code for me. And I've, been doing this for a while. I think almost about 9 years in the spring. I've had a lot of ideas over the years, but it's hard to go ahead and pay somebody to do the idea, if just to try something out. So, I've had a lot of ideas, but it's all, you almost have to do it and build it to see if the idea is any good. It's like put it into practice. But I wasn't willing to just blow a bunch of money on just trying stuff for fun. So I did create a little bit of stuff a couple of years ago with a guy. Just simple, like it was like a trend line, draw a trend line. If it breaks, you get in. And there was a couple other little things. Not indicators, it was actually strategies at the time. But yeah, so then once I figured out that I could use AI to do it, and I have some open source indicators, like free ones, and you can see the code in them and everything. So I use bits and parts of other indicators and code, which is how every indicator is made, and put this together, and it's still not done. It's definitely in the beta stages, but I'm looking to, like I said before, I've got this other chart. So it printed a signal here on the NQ, but we didn't get, the one I'm streaming didn't get a signal there. Wherever that was, right here. This calculates the signals differently. This one's calculates per tick and initiates on first tick of the bar, where this one just calculates on bar close. So it's a little bit of a different calculation. So I've put some settings in the menu for it to calculate signals on bar close. So I just put a setting there so I can turn it on and off and just see how it works and see what the differences are. Because I notice when I load up charts, sometimes the signals are different, they're missing, or some signals show up that weren't there. So I'm trying to make it more consistent. So it's definitely in the beta stages, but the concept is solid. Yeah. The language models, you know what? It's a skill in itself. And I feel like, you could learn to code, but learning how to use the language models to get what you want out of them is also a skill in itself. and really they're dependent on what you can input to them. So, I'm starting to become good at that. But yeah, like I built all this for free. It didn't cost me a penny. I have X, Twitter, and I just used the Grok, and that was free. So it's pretty amazing, really. But I love it. I can combine calculations too. Like, so for this momentum indicator, what I'm looking to do is change the colors, change the reason why they are the color they are. So right now it's just basically green or any color that you choose up, and then red's down. But I want to incorporate a delta calculation in there. So which means if bar delta is positive, the bar will actually be green. Even if it's a down bar, the bar will be green. And then same with the other one. So I do have this order flow delta. See, it tells you, it'll print right on there the delta of the bar. So this is the, if you know, this is the difference between aggressive buyers and aggressive sellers. It skips the resting market orders, and it just looks at orders on the ask or orders on the bid. So it kind of gives you an idea of what's going on in that bar. So I would like to incorporate that into the momentum, and you would see, okay, down momentum, but up aggression. And you would start to see divergence. You could pick up divergence easily. There's nothing like having 1,000 indicators that you got to kind of sift through and analyze. It's nice to kind of build things all into one and just have a quick look and see what you need to see quickly. So, there's bar delta. And then you could also confirm, too. If you get a signal, you see down momentum, you see that the bar is red, so you know that the delta of that bar is red. I think that would be a great addition to this. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'll just leave that there. The ES, I was just looking at the ES 2 minute. The other one I pulled up was one. Okay, so hey, let's go back to the NQ. See, look, we got the MFI signal. Money flow index. This is signaling a possible change in momentum. So like I was saying earlier, if you just waited for that, if you took the signal, I don't take the 1 minute. Sometimes it can be choppy, but I'm not saying that there's somebody that could use this different or whatever. But it could be used in a way where if you took that and you just had a good stop or automated it, you could just say, okay, well, there's the MFI. I'm going to get out. So that's what that's good for. No, it's really solid. It really is. And I've combined calculations too. I can take calculations of two different oscillators, combine them into one calculation, and print that out just to see. And I'm testing stuff like that all the time, but it doesn't come without its challenges. There's a lot of bugs. So, and this won't print an up signal until we're above those 3 moving averages, because that's how I have it set. Where are we? So I have settings in the middle, sync signals with background. So first of all, I have that on. So it's never going to print an up signal with a green background. Filter signals by moving average 1, 2, and 3. So I set them to 50, 100, and 200. So I just trade with the trend. I mean, there could be a really good trade here back up to VWAP, but I don't set it for that, and that's not how I trade it, because I'm more of a conservative trader. I just like doing like what I did today, grab 100, 150 ticks, and call her good. So I do filter by that. And I also have lightning trends. So this is it's a trend line, but it goes by ATR and CCI. So, And those can be, you can filter signals by these as well. See, there's the lightning trends. So they're more of an ATR based. See how they shape a little differently? Based on ATR and CCI. So, yeah, I mean, those can be used as signals. We see the, where is that? Yeah, you can see lightning 1 is still red. So we could still have down momentum here. I use them sometimes, but they're not necessary for my regular trading. And then my favorite indicator is ghost signals. So on these charts, it calculates on bar close. So within the bar, the signal will come up. All the math will be there for the signal, but it's gonna wait until the next bar opens. So what I did was I created a ghost signal, and you'll see it pop up here and there. So if the math is right in this bar for a signal, it'll pop up. In this case, green or pink. Green for buy, pink for sell. You'll see it flash on and off, or it'll just stay on if the conditions are there. And the idea is to give you a heads up that there's a signal coming on the next bar. So those are ghost signals. So that's a fun one too. Because there are trades sometimes not waiting for the bar to close, just getting in as soon as the bar opens. There's some good trades there too. So, I haven't been running this too long to test all these things. I've done a full auto test from January to now. The results were good, but I don't run full auto, and I don't recommend anybody, so I don't know, it's like 1,500 ticks or something, full auto, 24/7. Had I skipped 8:30, those 8:30 news times, it probably would have been, I think, 2,500 ticks. And that's using a stop candle or two back and then a 1-to-1. So dynamic stop. It's not a set tick all the time. It depends on how much the market's moving. Yeah, that would have been a... what's the SMT divergence? Just so I'm clear. Some people use different acronyms for different things. Oh, hey, I figured out how to change my screen on the fly. I think. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so these are a little more interesting. I don't have the NQ here, but check out gold and the YM 1 minute, 2 minute Heikin-Ashi. I know the bar timers are a little bit too big for the small charts here, but I can adjust that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, for S&P there, yeah. Well, it could have went one of two ways, but yeah. I mean, when they're diverging that hard, one's going to pull the other. So either NQ was going to come up and follow ES, or the other way around. And NQ, it chalked, but it never came up. We never even got positive momentum on it. That's the thing. No positive momentum. Oh, I guess we're on the other screen. But yeah, it was all negative. And then ES. I like the 2 minute. But yeah, even when it was coming up, even when ES was coming up this morning, it didn't have much for momentum. I know the chart's a bit squeezed here, but it had a bit of positive momentum, but not a lot compared to what you see generally. It was just slightly positive. So yeah, that would have been a great divergence, knowing that how negative NQ was and how it wasn't coming up, and ES was, but it was just coming up on to a high with very little momentum. And we only got a couple candles. Yeah, you're right. We only got a couple candles here of positive moving average slope. One couple of minutes, and then all of a sudden they just started to crash down. And then it broke the 50, broke the 200, and then the signal come in. And yeah, I mean, if you were looking at that already and you wanted confirmation, and then this is VWAP here, the dotted line. So yeah, looking at that now that you mention it, well, what a good trade, eh? The 50, the 200, the SMT. Now bar outline changed too. The bar outline is a stochastics calculation. Stochastics momentum, so it's going to tell you if the stochastics are increasing momentum or decreasing. So that's why you see a down candle with a green outline. The stochastics haven't crossed down yet, but on this candle with the signal, you wait for it the conservative way. You wait for it to close, and it opens, and then you see, okay, now we've got the stochastics confirmation. Everything's red, and then I look for order speed sometimes. But yeah, that was a good one. So we'll probably get a signal here on the YM. But it's just got to close above these averages, right? So it's prime for a signal right now on the YM. The last condition will probably be those moving averages, but I don't have a ghost signal yet. But as soon as we pop above, we see there's the ghost signal if you're watching. The second we pop above, the ghost signal comes in. So if this thing closes above that, it's going to print a signal. Go signal on and off. Yeah, I love that thing. Okay, it's there. It's there. So you know right now, as soon as that candle opens, there's going to be a signal. But not now. But now. It flickers on and off. 4, 3, oh. No. See, it just come back down. And we still got the signal closed above. So there's the signal on the YM. So there's the YM signal. Now, I would have got one way down here if I didn't have these moving average settings the way I have them. Like if I turn them off right now, you'll probably see a signal down here. In fact, let's do that for fun. But it's just, I don't trade that way. I'm not that aggressive, that's why. There's guys that'll trade 5-10 times in the morning and they'll want those. So I'll just turn all the filters off. We'll look at them, but we'll just turn the filter off. See right there, told you. So the signal coming down right there. That's where it first met the conditions, all of them. But the very last one was the moving averages, which is my setting. Or 2 minute. Oh yeah, 2 minute there. Yep. And probably the same thing. If we turn the filters off, moving average filter 1, filter 2, filter 3. Bang, right down there. So yeah. But I still wouldn't trade this, like, even with the signal. Just like my personal discretion. I just don't like how it come down and come straight up like a V. I feel like it needs to kind of work its way up and then go. But it did have a big push down, so who knows. I just feel like we're in the middle of the range here. That's what I don't like. So here's the top, here's the bottom, and we're just sitting in the middle of this range, and I don't like that. I like it when I trade these indicators in this system. I like to have tight price action before it goes and has a signal. And if I were to draw like what do people use here to measure that? The Fibonacci. If I were to draw a fib, I can't even see the numbers. So 50%. Yeah, it's right around the 50% level. That, to me, that's the middle of the range. And anything can happen. It might be good for a quick scalp. But that's not me. I like it when... I think it was the ES. Yeah. I like it when it does this. When the range is tight. And we have a bit of a tight range. And then we fall out of it or we break out of it with a signal. And we steal that liquidity. I have an indicator called liquidity zones. I mean, it's nothing special. It just marks the zones, the highs and the bottoms. But I look for liquidity runs through those zones. So right here, there would have been a liquidity zone and up here after it made this little range. So I would have saw, okay, we're breaking liquidity. We got the signal. The 2-minute was even better. It's normally what I would look at. But yeah, we created a little bit of a tight range, even back before the market too. So everything's in here. And what that does is it builds a lot of liquidity on both sides. There's stops on both sides. And that's just like general market theory, is that after price compresses, it expands. That's it, it's just normal. So I like to see tight, and then I like to see it break out and go. Because at very least, I'm gonna get my little trade. Gonna run that liquidity quick and get a good trade out of it. So that's why I don't like this YM trade, because we didn't come out of a tight range. We've come out of a sharp reversal. But if you're discretionary and you said, hey, I'm looking for a reversal here, you might turn those moving averages off and take that earlier signal expecting a reversal if you had other confluences. You're looking for a long here. You're looking at, it's coming into an order block, right? 3 candle, you're going to take the middle candle on the order block. Well, momentum has been up the last couple of minutes, whatever, half hour, even on the 2-minute. So we are seeing up momentum. It's pulling back a little bit now, but doesn't mean it's going to go down. Let's see. I mean, the NQ is still holding positive momentum. We did get a background change. Okay, we're getting a ghost signal here on the NQ. Yeah, so I took that short here. I took that signal, but just a quick scalp. So I'm just looking for 60 ticks here. So I'm my target's 21,047 on the Nasdaq. Entry right here, 210, 210.47. 210.47 is my target. I'm just doing a quick scalp because I had a good trade earlier. So I'm just doing a high prob. We call them a high prob. Okay, target hit. So I just took a quick 60 ticks there. So I'm out. That was just a quick little trade. That's how I roll. I just took 60 ticks. And we're out. My spelling is terrible here. So that's all I want. I got a good 140 earlier. I just grabbed 60, so 200 ticks for the day. 200 ticks a day keeps the job away. I think that's what they say. So, and look at it come back up. It does look better for a longer term long trade. It does look better that way. I would be surprised if we break lower. I mean, it's just come down so much. We gotta run. We gotta run some. Gotta run some short stops eventually, but maybe not. Well, still momentum, still holding down here. Now that I got delta, I should just leave that up because I love it. Positive delta, but down momentum, so we're diverging. In a way. Well, momentum come up, so maybe it was going. Maybe it's not diverging. All right, I gotta do a quick leak. We're gonna see this puppy looks like she's order speed's picking up here. We'll see where she wants to go. ES holding strong. If you're watching ES, you'll notice that the bar outlines are green, which means the stochastics are showing positive. So you know that there's positive stochastics there. Once the background changes, you know you're going to be above an 8-period average true range of the last 8 bars. Once the background changes green. Once the bars turn green, that means the moving averages have an upward slope. And if there's an MFI signal, yeah, here we go. I'm not going to tell you to go long, but I wouldn't tell you not to either. I'd probably wait for the 2-minute though, maybe. Personally. The 1 minute, I like the 1 minute for seeing things, but it's just a little bit too narrow for me. All right. I'm going to grab a coffee and a leak. Right now. Coming up. ES. Slope is up. Bars green. I'll put delta on there. You know what? Maybe I should just leave them on. I didn't want to crowd the charts. Okay, I don't know how clear this is going to be, though. Boom. Okay, so it's been chopping sideways. High delta, positive, positive. So there's positive buying, but it's not coming up. So sometimes that'll tell you, even though there's aggressive buyers, there's a lot of limits sitting there holding it down. It can be perceived anyway. Or it could tell you there's a lot of buyers coming in holding it up. So that's up for interpretation. That's the thing about delta. That's why I like to match it with momentum. Okay, be back. MFI. Down signal on the ES coming in. Well, confirmed. To trade it, I usually wait for the bar close just to see what happens within that candle. Oh, it's hot in here. Sorry. Just removing that order speed oscillator at the bottom, just because the charts are really small on that screen. And it's not super important for everybody. It's more of a personal thing for me. Yeah, it's just really struggling here, isn't it? We do see RTY wanting to come down here. Change this to a 2-minute. I wish I had more screen space. I wish I could do 2 of each and share it. Maybe there's a way. If I could share multiple screens, that would be the best. Hopefully it's coming through clear on this screen. I usually stream from a different screen, and that screen is set up for 4K. Even though it only displays 1080 for me, like on my eyes, but internally it's the video card and the settings are for 4K. So when I stream from that, it streams in 4K. Like it renders in 4K. So that's the screen I start on, and now the one I'm streaming now is not set up like that. But now that I think about it, I could quickly set it up. If I remember how. Oh, never mind. It's set up to my CPU's video. It's not set up to my actual video card. It's really struggling here. Coming into 11:30. Europe's about to close. Europe closes at 11:30, so we'll probably see some shorts getting out of their position because the Euro Stoxx 50 is down. DAX is down. Well, we're coming down. Always coming down. Just got a quickie here. On the NQ. Got in a little late. We did have the signal here on the other chart. So I just took it in for, I didn't announce it, but I just took it in for a quick scalp. So that was good. It was a good little scalp. Not much. You know what I get? Very small, 27. 8, 6 or 7 points, but I took it on the NQ instead of the micros, so it was a little better. Quick couple $100. Quick couple $100 pays for lunch. Yeah, the 1 minute showing a signal on NQ. ES, we got a down signal for ES here. Oh, we had the signal earlier. The 2 minute had the down signal here. The 1 minute didn't have it till a little later. But yeah, I mean, when the signal come in and it finished, everything was red. Background, momentum, bar outline. It even had an MFI red. So, ended up being a good one. And then my trade from earlier that I did call out. It's glitching because the one I called out there in the group. It's coming in. So stop would have been, I'll wait for here, 2 candles back in a bit. So there's 2 candles back in a bit. My stop. So, would have been good. Good 60 points. So yeah, 120, 240 ticks. 240 ticks right there on that trade. Good little trade. Yeah, man. See you in a minute. And here we go, squeezing them shorts. Yep, big ol' dirty squeezy squeeze. Yep, coming up good. Coming up good. If I was looking for a reversal, I would take the rip 2. And I would say just filter by the 50. And of course, well, boom. Would have been a good signal there. $200, yeah, so about 80 points. 300 ticks. Easy 300 ticks there. All right. I think I'm going to call her for the day. It's been a good day. Had a couple good trades. We got in the callouts. Macaroni Tony, yeah, I got some 138 ticks there. Could have got more. I just cut it out early. And then a quick 60 there, so around, yeah, close to 200 ticks. Good enough. Been a good day. I got another scalp too. So, anyways, good day. I'm gonna be heading out now. It's noon. Hey John, oh you're back. Hey, I just wanted to see what did you end up doing with ES? Did you get anything on ES there? Got stopped. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was wondering. Oh well. It happens. You know, something to think about is how popular SMT is, or ICT. It's really popular. Like I never used to hear anything about it, and this guy come around, I don't know when, 4 or 5 years ago, and you know what? The more popular something is amongst retailers, the less likely it is to work. You know how many market makers are sitting there going, oh, well, if we just pull it back into this middle candle, we'll have a bunch of buy liquidity to sell into. And some stops to eat up before we take it higher. It's just something to consider. Just something to consider. I mean, honestly, I do the same thing. I look at a chart and I go, okay, there's going to be a bunch of guys, ICT guys, doing this, doing that. And that's why I look to run the liquidity. You know, I see the order blocks and I say, okay, cool. If I get a signal and there's a really nice ICT order block there, there's going to be a lot of liquidity to run. A lot of stops just sitting. I know where the stops are too, so everybody can trade their own way, but just something to ponder about in your offshore time is, do you really want to do something that the mass retailers that's popular amongst the mass retailers? That's why the RSI crossovers don't work and the MACD crossovers don't work anymore. In the 90s they worked, but just something to think about. Yeah, well, how many people do you know that trade like this? There are lots of momentum traders, but meh. You're just going with the flow, you know what I mean? So hey, I've traded lots of ways over the years too. Everybody will find their own style. But yeah. That's all. Okay, John. Hey, thanks for showing up, man. There's not too many people here, but if it weren't for you, I'd just be by myself, so thanks for sticking around. A couple of guys stick around too. I've got some other guys that, holy moly, he comes on early. We're up at 4 and 5 in the morning. We're on there doing stuff too, so it's alright, but yeah, man. Yeah, no problem. Hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care, buddy.